In this video, we will be talking about the differences between a fixture and a trade fixture. Questions are always popping up on the school and state exams regarding the difference between the two. The difference is really right in the title. Sometimes it's that simple. Let's start with the fixture. A fixture is personal property that is attached to your own property, like a chandelier. For example, let's say you purchase a chandelier and have it delivered to your home. At that point, the chandelier would be considered your personal property. But now once you hang the chandelier, it then becomes a fixture. A trade fixture has to do with personal property being attached to a place of business. For example, a mechanic may prefer his own cabinet to keep his tools organized and readily available. If he gets permission from the garage owner to hang his cabinet, that is a trade fixture. He gets to take his trade fixture with him if he should decide to leave or if he should get laid off. The owner of the trade fixture is responsible to fix any damages made to the wall upon removal of the trade fixture. When I'm teaching the difference between a fixture and a trade fixture in class, I definitely spend a little extra time on what a fixture is, because not only will it usually show up on the school and state exams, it really has to do with everyday real estate. So I will elaborate a little more regarding a fixture, again like I would in class. So let's say Alice, who is a real estate agent, goes on a listing appointment to possibly put someone's house on the market. While Alice is being shown around the house by the homeowner, Alice notices the beautiful chandelier above the dining room table in the formal dining room, but neglects to ask the homeowners if they plan on taking it with them on their move. She simply walks right past it. Fast forward, the homeowners like Alice and they put the house on the market with her. A couple of weeks later, Julia, who is also a real estate agent, is showing Alice's listings. As Julia takes her buyers into the dining room, the buyers immediately comment on how beautiful the chandelier is and asks if it will be staying with the house. Julia opens up the listing on her phone and sees that in the exclusion section of the listing, there is nothing stating that the homeowner will be taking the chandelier. So Julia informs the buyers that the chandelier will be staying. Julia's buyers love the house. They put an offer in and it gets accepted. A meeting of the minds has occurred. Fast forward to the day of closing. It is usually written into the contract that the buyer has one last look at the house right before closing, just to be sure that the house is just the way it was promised to them. The last look at the house before closing is called final walkthrough. As Julia is showing her buyer around on the day of the final walkthrough, the buyer notices that the chandelier is gone. She turns to Julia and says, "I thought you said the chandelier was staying." Julia nervously opens the listing to check to see if she missed the exclusion on the listing. She did not. Fast forward a couple of hours to the closing. I can almost guarantee that the first words out of the buyer's mouth will be to their attorney stating that they were promised a chandelier and now it is not there. Everyone will immediately turn to the seller. The seller is surprised and says, "I was never going to leave that chandelier. That chandelier has been in my family for 5 generations. Now all heads will turn to Alice, the listing agent. Alice, shrinking sheepishly, realizes that she made the mistake by not addressing the chandelier with the homeowner. As soon as she saw the chandelier, she should have asked the homeowner if they were planning on taking it or leaving it. Unfortunately, in this situation, Alice is at fault. Hopefully, both the seller and the buyer's attorney will be able to work things out. Nobody wants to start off buying a house in a lawsuit. By the way, they also may be looking at Alice to chip in for a new chandelier.